Welcome, one and all, to the town of Leicester, the Roman town. I'm here today at St. Nicholas Church, with the tower behind. I thought I'd find this church since it is well known for the area being one of the last settlements of Roman times, with the Jewry wall. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, Jewry, which is just that way, and there's a museum next to it. The tower itself is dating back to 880 AD, so it's extremely old. I was looking up the oldest places in the UK, and this came up as one of the oldest churches. So I thought, I haven't visited this particular one before. It's a little far out on the edge of Leicester, versus there's another church nearest to the bus station, St. Margaret's bus station, which I've visited that one before, which has a lot of pagan background to it. So this one is very Roman, so let's take a look around. Was actually built near the Roman settlement of Rete Corritorium. I'm probably saying that completely wrong, but yes, it was last used for that, which was Roman baths. So the actual edges that are down there, which is the Roman ruins, are the edges of the bath. So we'll go and have a look in a moment, but let's look at the gravestones. There's some amazing ones here. That's pretty ornate, I would say. We've got the date of 1875, 1800s, a lot of slate graves. And some really small, tiny ones here that it's hard to tell who they were. Very old Norman entryway. And of course, by the way, the church isn't open today because it's only Saturdays. If they feel like it, they may as well have said on the website. There's not a lot of people that keep this place running. So inside there is a tomb and I think ruins of a chancel in there, so one day maybe I'll actually get to look in there, but for the meantime, let's look at the outside. Interestingly enough, this gravestone has a green man on the top. I think that dates it right there. Friendly little green man. It's very hard to tell what the age is of the grave though. It's quite worn away. I thought that's quite nice. Jolly little man. There are remains of pillars here actually, which is amazing. I couldn't find much information on these, but you can see here, really old pillars. Two of them, all mossed up. Anybody know the story behind this? There is a walkway here, so the age of them is probably, I'm actually witnessing right now, this is Leicester happening as we speak. Two people have just ram-raided this car and now they're smashing the windshield. Pulling them out of the car and they're beating the living hell out of them. Yeah, that's Leicester. There are actually policemen there, thank God. There they go, pulling them out. Jeez Louise. I really have no idea what just happened over there. That was actually very scary. They're like, get out of the car, get out! They're just smashing it to pieces. Anyway, I will go to the more peaceful idea of what I'm doing here and talk about churchyards. That's why I don't come to Leicester very often. There's a giant boulder here. Again, I wonder what this rock has seen. Look at its mossy greatness. You can hear it. Moss. And that's quite near to the posts over there. So I'm going to have to look up the age of these. I'm taking a very unorthodox way around the back. You have to follow the outside part of it. Otherwise you'll be able to go through the centre of the church, which, you know, is closed. So I just wanted to get around the back to see the tower properly. See it a lot better from here actually, and all the layers to it. And there's a lot more older graves back here too. Still quite open space, but that's pretty cool with all the graves covered by the bush there, all combined. Maybe I'll come back another time, be able to see inside. I can't get over how ornate some of these graves are actually. This one, look at the detail that's around the edges here. That's just amazing. And I think it's emphasised by the age as well. Quite a spooky baby on the top of that one, but I just love these big slate ones that have the curlies all over it. They're just stunning. And I'll just read this out before I leave. This parish church of St. Nicholas, portions of this church, which is partly built of Roman materials, are pre-Norman, and the church is believed to occupy the site of an ancient pagan temple. And a bit of history before we enter the Jewry Museum and its ruins, that it was built by Roman inhabitants almost 2,000 years ago and formed parts of the public bath. So you could see as I'm stood up here, it's easier to see the ruin part of it, the outside. And this would have been the wall here, and over there is the museum itself that tells you about the area and its Roman settlement. The wall there that joins the two, I think, is a newer part. So here we have Norman history, Roman history. Let's go look at the bed. Here we have a picture of how it used to look, and the actual conquest of AD 43 was when it was discovered, all of this area. So here's another view from the side. I'm going to look round in a minute because I'm not entirely sure if you can get in today. The sides of the path look closed off. You might have to go through the museum, so let's go find out. Here we go. Here's the entryway. It was just closed off in another direction. So we can have a look around the ruins and find out the history of Roman Leicester. So here we have the history and what it used to look like, and the map itself. So the baths where we are now is here, and the market hall was there, and I walked in from this way, which is the clock tower is a well-known area in Leicester. So if you want to get here, go to the clock tower of Leicester, then you just got to walk straight and you get here. Looks like here we would have where the water would come in around the sides. Still got the entryway there, and underneath our feet would actually be tiling, and it would be heated, so their toasty feet be able to walk around. You see where we just came from up there. Still very well kept, and it is free to walk around here just in case anybody wants to come and see. I seem to have timed this very well, as behind me there's a lot of school children that have turned up dressed like Roman soldiers, and it looks like they're going to do some kind of reenactment pretty soon, so I'll get this part filmed. Although if they do start reenacting, that'll be pretty awesome. I'll get that filmed. It'll be like a miniature Sparta type thing going on. Here we have the outside again, which is still really well intact. Close up of the wall with the big hills. Kids are getting rowdy. They want a Spartan wall. Better get out of here. Nice, you can see the Norman temple through there too. And a bit of history as to why it's called the Jewry Wall. They speculate it might derive from 24 jurats, or medieval borough councillors, who used to meet in the churchyard in 1722. William Stukeley called it the Jewry Wall when they mapped it out. So just in case you're wondering, because there isn't anything around here that has that kind of name. It does feel incredibly, I don't know, I can't describe it, maybe because there's a pagan temple next door as well. Just so much history in this one spot, but right in the middle of a town. It's quite impressive. Right, well, I think that's going to be a conclusion. The rain is starting to fall, so I think I'm going to call it a day. It's an excellent church to come visit, especially since it has pagan heritage. Romans discovered a lot of this area. You can tell with their straight roads. And it's survived, so come see the Jewry Museum. It's open February to October, so you'll have to hurry if you want to see it. But from me, it is goodbye, and I hope you've enjoyed this little cemetery / heritage look. So bye for now.